Welcome to the Ribbon Challenge video for number 103. This one is on a separate handout if you are in 6th grade, but it is in the 7th grade book 2 if you already own that. We are beginning to get into shifting, and you've hopefully already passed the harmonic shift exercise where you're moving your hand up and finding the harmonic, and we kind of have that target there where it rings really, really loudly. What you're going to be doing now is you're going to be shifting, but you're going to be finding an anchor point using your third finger or fourth finger if you're a cello player, as opposed to that harmonic there. So let me show you just quickly what's going on and what you're looking for when you're shifting, because if you don't have a few things lined up, shifting is going to be really, really hard to do. And here's the first thing. First of all, violin and viola players, you need your instrument nice and high where you can have it with no hands. If you cannot hold your instrument without hands, shifting is going to be very, very cumbersome for you. Cello players, make sure that your cello is anchored nicely and both of your feet are flat on the floor. You don't want your cello to be moving around a lot when you're playing it. The next thing is we need to make sure that our wrist is nice and straight. If your wrist is collapsed like this, it's not going to be able to move when you shift. We want it to be straight like that so we can move up without anything blocking it. And cello players, we want to make sure that your thumb too is nice and loose so that when you move that down, it just moves very, very smoothly. So we're going to get set up in posture, and I'm going to play the first two notes, which are the notes E and G. So 1-3 or 1-4. Take a listen to this. And if you listen, I play the open G underneath it to tune it, and we can use that as a way to kind of cheat and make sure that we're correct in tune. Listen one more time. Would you play the first two notes with me and then go and play your open G underneath that? Here we go. Ready? First finger E. E. Very nice. Now, our goal when we shift is it's going to sound identical to that, with the exception of we're going to have this little bit of a slide in it. And I want you to go slowly and let me hear that slide kind of scoop up a little bit here. Don't jerk your shift too fast. We will get speed on your shifts once you're able to hit it slowly with accuracy. So take a listen here. We're going to do this first. Then 1-1. Match that pitch and play your open G. Try that with me. So the first two notes of the piece and then 1 shift 1. Here we go. Ready? Open G. Get ready to shift here slowly. 1. Shift up here. Now, when you shift, for violin and viola players, you want to make sure that your weight comes off the string just a little bit and that your thumb moves with you. If you leave your thumb behind, your wrist is going to get really twisted like that. It's going to be uncomfortable and out of tune, and we don't want that. So when violin and viola, as you're practicing this, make sure you release the weight and watch that thumb. Cello players, when you're doing this, you're going to be aiming for where that fourth finger was. Lift the weight off, slide down slowly, and then set the weight back down. Make sure your thumb is still connected to your second finger behind the neck at all times when you're doing that. If you can do that successfully, we're going to go back and forth a few times. So let's start here with no shift. Play that, please. Ready, go. Now with the shift, I'm going to go a little slower. Listen. And notice after I shift, I hang on that note for a little bit as we shift both up and down. Try it with me, please. And when you get to the top, it's okay to go and test that note with your open G string. So 1. The first line, 2, ready, go. Here comes the shift. Shift up. Keep your thumb moving with. One more time from the beginning. Again, ready, go. Move your thumb as you shift. Here we go, shifting up. Very nice. Now, the second line of the song, we're going to have a F natural, a low 2. Please don't play an F sharp. Make sure it's an F natural. Going to, for violins and violas, I want you to play an open A on the second line instead of a fourth finger. Cellos, you're going to have to play an open A there. So listen to the first setup notes. So open A is going to be our target for our second finger when we shift. Let me play this for you so you can hear the whole line. Here's the shift. 2. So think of it as kind of like a dartboard where there's kind of these rings and there's a target that you're aiming for in the center of that ring. And if you miss the dart, and it's like over here when it needs to be there, I want you to kind of cheat. Just take that dart and go whoosh, and move it over so that it is in tune. So if you do find yourself out of tune when you're shifting, all you need to do is, first of all, stay loose. Don't tighten up. Don't tighten up. Stay loose and just move around until you get it so it's in tune, okay? Let's try the second line. Good playing posture. Watch your wrist. Violin, violas, would you check to make sure you can hold your instrument with no hands, nice and tall? There's our starting note. 1, 2, ready. Second line, ready, go. Here's the shift. And I'm totally okay if you need to take some time to do that shift really slowly. I'd be really happy if you do it this way. And go nice and slowly. So the first line, you're testing that G against the open G underneath it. And the second line, you're testing the second finger A with the A string above it. And those are two cheats that you can use to find two of the notes in third position. Take your time, go slowly, watch your thumb. Most of all, don't squeeze the neck of your instrument when you're shifting. Try to loosen up and play as relaxed as possible. I'll look forward to hearing you guys perform this. Happy practicing. Have a wonderful day.